Mission Impossible is a game that you shouldn't choose to accept. If the game designers really wanted to do us a favor, they would have had the game self-destruct after 5 seconds. So anyway, let's get into it. Mission Impossible for the Game Boy Color. If I had to judge the game based solely on its graphics, I'd have to say that they're not too bad. Though honestly, they're not that great either. The main character is Ethan Hunt from the movies. And actually, he does look pretty cool in that black suit he's wearing. However, I think he looks less like Tom Cruise's character from the movies and more like Neo from The Matrix. But considering how generic the rest of this game looks, they could have plugged almost any other action hero from any other movie into this game and it wouldn't have made any difference. Also, the enemy characters do look okay. If nothing else, at least you can distinguish them from Hunt's character. But the background graphics look really dull and lifeless. Look at all these drab purples and greens. The color scheme just sucks the life right out of the game. At best I can say, the graphics are functional and bland. They get the job done, but they don't really do the game any favors. Next up is the controls. As usual, you use the keypad to move up, down, left, and right. Holding down A and moving in a specific direction allows you to run, while B allows you to jump kick, shoot your gun, and use certain items. Also, you can crawl on the ground by pressing and holding select and moving in a particular direction. Your main weapon is a pistol with unlimited ammo, but you also get a limited number of stun grenades in certain levels. In addition, you get this kind of weird jump kick that I mentioned earlier. However, this move is really problematic. Why, you might ask? Because you have to time it just right or else it won't work. Either you'll shoot your gun by mistake or get knocked down by the enemy. It would have worked much better if Hunt had a takedown move like he did in the movies. But no, he gets this lousy kick that misses as often as it hits. Aside from that crappy kick though, the controls aren't that bad. When it comes to gameplay though, the game goes from competent to catastrophic in 10 seconds flat. Allow me to elaborate. The game is not based off of any of the Mission Impossible movies or the TV series. Essentially, they made up their own plot, which is fine. But it is the most generic plot ever. Some evil general in a foreign country has missiles and you gotta stop him, yada yada yada. Yeah, real original. I've only seen that plot about 10,000 fucking times. Couldn't they have come up with something a little bit more original? Yeah, sure they could. Now this cliched story might be bearable if the game were well made. Alas, it's not. The gameplay literally redefines the word pointless. Here's an example. In the first level, you have to meet with your contact at a statue. But then you're told you have to go to a safe house because it's not safe to meet on the streets. Yeah, I know, because 2 guards that you can easily run past are such a threat. So then you go to the safe house and you're told that you have to go to a government building to download some information. And then you're given a key to get in. I have a question. Why not just give me the key in the first place and have me go to the fucking building? Why do I have to go through all this shit with the statue and the safe house? This game just loves to give you pointless busy work to pad out the gameplay. And there's even more cheap shit like this in other levels. Like in level 2. You have to climb onto the roof of a building and go through the skylight to get in. Okay. But the game throws in a bunch of fake buildings just to fuck with you. Go on the wrong one and you'll just end up back on the ground again. For Christ's sakes, why are all these other buildings in the level? Did the game designers just get a kick out of fucking with me or what? And in nearly every level, there's more stupid shit like this. What's even more annoying though is that the game repeats certain parts of some levels. That's right, they're that fucking lazy. One example of this is in missions 3 and 7. You mean to tell me they couldn't make one fucking different level? No, that would actually require some effort on our part, and we're not going to do that. Another problem with this game is the hit detection in the AI. Look at this. In certain parts of the game, you can avoid enemies by just crawling past them. And they're supposed to be on the lookout for you. Even more absurd is that you can sometimes crawl/float through enemies. Not only that, the enemies will literally walk right through Tom Cruise's ass. So if you ever want to play a game where you can have enemies pass right through Tom Cruise's butt, this is the one for you. Oh, and this one takes the cake. In the last level, you can walk in between 2 guards and they won't even see you. Jesus Christ! Did a fucking blind man program this game? You know, playtesting is usually done so you can find mistakes like this and fix them! If you consistently let shit like this slide, then maybe you should not be making video games! Yet another problem is the difficulty. Some of these levels are just ridiculously fucking difficult. And not just because they're hard on their own, oh no, because they're fucking cheap. For example, level 7. They have these landmines that will drive you fucking crazy! To be fair though, you do get a mine detector to help you. But it is literally the shittiest device ever! It has a range of about like a half an inch. You have to walk right next to a mine and hear one of the most annoying sounds ever. Thanks a lot for raping my fucking ears, you piece of shit game! And if you walk so much as a millimeter further, you're gonna get blown up. Couldn't they have done it like Metal Gear for the NES and actually show you where the mines are? Or at the very least give you some fucking distance before you hit one? Of course not! And just to add insult to injury, they put like 1,000 fucking mines around the area! Never mind Ethan Hunt, how does an ordinary guard walk around this area without getting blown up? And while I'm on the subject of guards, they're another big problem. If you try and engage in a horizontal gun battle with these guys, you're almost certain to lose. Because they'll draw their gun at the same time you do, and you'll both kill each other. Overall, the best strategy is to either avoid them or shoot them from above or below. Because taking them head-on is virtual suicide. This game has 10 levels, and every single one of them is a dull slog. Go here, do this, go there, do that, blah blah blah. It's like they couldn't decide whether to make this a stealth game or an action one. So they did both, and they both suck. One other issue in this game is that Ethan Hunt is weak as hell. If you get shot one or more times, you lose a life. Okay, I guess that's realistic. But if he gets punched even once, he also loses a life. Look, I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan in the world, but even I think he's not that much of a wuss. They couldn't just give him a life meter? Oh no, that would make things too easy. When you finally beat the game, you're treated to a really shitty ending. Go vacationing on a beach? Yeah, I should have done that instead of playing this fucking game. As for the sound effects and music in this game, they're horrendous. Just listen to this alarm. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another nominee for the Bad Sound Effect Hall of Fame. And as if that isn't bad enough, they totally butchered the Mission Impossible theme. Here, listen. This music is so bad that I think it was literally designed to make people shit themselves. And if that's the case, then mission accomplished. To sum up, calling this game Mission Impossible is an insult to the TV series and the movies. And if the game designers had any good sense, they would have disavowed it instead of releasing it. So in conclusion, maybe in the future somebody will make a good game based off the Mission Impossible franchise. But if they're anything like this game, then it won't be for a long while. This is Film and Stuff signing off. Thanks for watching. So if you ever wanted to play a game where you can have enemies pass right through Tom Cruise's butt, this is the one for you!